So we're going to jump right in here to the new Winter War. I can't wait to see what this has to offer. So let's just hit launch and see what we get. So right away, there's going to be a campaign map. This is interesting. Campaign mode to see the current state of the war, and if there are multiple options available, choose the next mission. Which leads me to believe that more than likely we will be able to make some different decisions as times progress. So in order to secure its borders in the Baltic region, the Soviet Union has demanded Finland to cede territory around Leningrad. After suggested territorial changes are refused, the massive Red Army prepares to achieve them by force. And of course, we are going to be playing, I believe, as the Finns, or are we playing as the Soviets? Guys, I don't even know myself. We're about to find out. We're going to go ahead and we'll continue. We'll launch this scenario, and hopefully do pretty damn well. So let's start the selected scenario and see what we have here. The Soviet bear is certainly not going to be friendly to us. We've got to make sure to tame him well. Several days ago, Soviet units have crossed our border, capturing the town of Suzhary. The overwhelming strength of the Red Army deployed north of Lake Ladoga has certainly caught us by surprise. A whole division of Soviet troops has been deployed for each main road leading west into Finland. The enemy intends to quickly overrun and destroy our forces in the area of Ladoga, Karelia. It appears, however, that their advance will be confined to narrow roads, as Soviet commanders are unable or unwilling to move infantry and vehicle cross-country. That's going to be important later. Pursued by the enemy advance guard, some of our forward units have abandoned their positions and are retreating in panic. Resolving this situation quickly will greatly benefit our chances in the battle ahead. We may be heavily outnumbered, but the army of Finland, fighting on familiar ground, must stand firm and use the harsh terrain to halt the Soviet advance. I like it, guys. I like it a lot. So we're going to go ahead. We're starting the game. And we already know right away that we have some infantry over here, which is going to be attacking essentially the enemy on the road. We know the enemy is going to only use this road, and that is definitely something to keep in mind. We also have to evacuate quite a number of cargo trucks. So I'm going to make sure to evacuate these trucks as best I can and get the hell out of here. So we could deploy a few units. I think I'm definitely going to deploy one right here, some Finnish infantry, if we have enough command points to do so. And let's go ahead and deploy a Finnish infantry up here as well, and maybe one more down here. I'm hoping that's all we're going to need, but if we do need more, I do believe we can go ahead and purchase some stuff. So for now, I'm just going to take a look here. We definitely want to get these trucks out of here, but right now we can't do anything. We're just waiting for the turn to end, essentially. And we want to make use of the fact that the enemy is going to have to use these roads to travel. So that should definitely put us in a fairly good position. Okay, let's go ahead. End the deployment phase, and best of luck to Finland. They're attacking already. Alright, so they're definitely hitting us hard along the road. We're going to have to do something to stop this. And I'm assuming bringing up some of our infantry is going to be a huge bonus. But of course, I don't want to use the roads too much. And more specifically, I don't want to get into a position where I have to fight the enemy in an armored vehicle. That's not something I'm looking for. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go and reinforce this unit in the woods. We shouldn't have gone for elite repair. I could have just gone for regular repair. And I'm going to start moving these guys down. We're going to use the woods mainly for our attack force. We're going to be moving in this area because obviously the enemy is going to use the road. And we want to stop that. We want to basically stop them from chasing us as best we can, even if it means sacrificing a few of our units. So I'm actually going to move this infantry unit back a bit. As for this guy here, I believe we can bring him some reinforcements, and that's exactly what we'll do. We'll also start moving this guy over here to begin the ambush if necessary. Just want to make sure that I've moved all of my units. I think we're pretty good. So we're going to end the turn here and give it over to the Russians. So remember, guys, we've got to get those trucks out of there, and that's not going to be an easy job. Alright, looks like they're going to try to hit us in the woods, and if not, we got a perfect ambush right there with this unit. And yep, they're chasing us. Something tells me we're going to do a lot better here in the woods than them. Well, not bad. Alright, guys. So obviously Kola is going to be the main place we don't want to lose. And if we can actually hold the Eotiki Bridge for a certain number of turns, which is this right here, that's going to be a bonus. I'm definitely going to try to hold that bridge. So once again, moving these forces back. In fact, this time I might move these forces forward. Give me a second here, because I think we can probably do a lot of damage to that Russian unit. And while we're doing that, we can move these guys back, start bringing them some reinforcements, and essentially just replacing our troops as we need to do. As you can see, I'm going to go to the crossroads here, and I think I am going to go ahead and open fire. We will turn off those tutorial messages here in a second. I reloaded the game after a long time, so that's why those are popping up. And let's go ahead and take this unit as well. I'm going to move him into the forest. So just so he's prepared, over here near Atayoki. Also got a few units over here, and I think I want to move them across the river to sort of hit the enemy before they even expect to be hit. We can bring some reinforcements to this unit here. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to move this unit right up there. We could probably open fire right in front of Papero and hopefully get some nice kills. I love the German-style helmets on the Finns. As you know, the Finns did get their uniforms from the Germans, so this makes sense. Some very beautiful helmets there. Helms, as they would say, and hopefully they're going to serve us well. Alright, we're going to end the turn. First, let me see if we can purchase any units. I believe we can. Some Finnish ski troops. Very cool. And I'm going to put them over here. Actually, I might even put them by Ayotoki, but I think I'm going to put them by Papiero. Let's go ahead and end our turn. Leave it to the Soviets. See who's unmoved. Ah, okay. I'm actually going to move these guys north. We don't want the enemy to take Aitoki. So let's end our turn. Alright, they're definitely going to try to hit us at the crossroads. I expected that, and they can actually get a flanking attack here, so they can do quite a lot of damage to us. So that's why we keep retreating and reinforcing these units. Looks like the Russians are taking the same advice, going into the woods to get some reinforcements, so I guess they're not going to stay on the road the entire time, but I'm pretty sure we can make them pay for this. Throw some Molotovs. Alright, so the first thing we want to do, of course, is to... Sorry guys, we'll turn that off. Move back and immediately get some new units. I'm actually going to move this unit... No, actually I won't. Let me see how the ski troops do against these units right here. And they're going to do very well. We can actually bring some units to the flank, so that's why I've got these guys here. This is why I brought them across the river. I'm going to try to get behind the enemy. We may even try to take Suojarvi back. Probably not going to be possible, but... You know, no harm in trying, I think. And I'm going to open fire here on this unit. I'm not leaving Papiero unguarded, so we're going to open fire here. And actually, that was a pretty nice shot. I'll take that any day. It's a decent trade-off. Okay, we're still trying to get these trucks out of here to Toyarvi. I'm guessing this is where we need to bring the trucks to. Of course, remember, we don't have to save these trucks to win the battle. This would just be an extra sort of objective that we want to finish and complete. And let me move these guys up. Let me move these guys way back. And let's hope for the best. Okay. Wish us the best of luck, men. Let's see how we do. Actually, we can still get one more attack, and you bet your socks I'm going to use it. Nothing. Now the Soviets are in trouble. We're going to go ahead, we're going to move forward, take that crossroads once again. I told you, this is finished territory. They're not getting any of it. And we'll go ahead and end the turn. This is where we made a slight mistake. Of course, the enemy can get flanking fire from several locations here. I'm not really that concerned, though. I think we're going to do just fine. But I don't like how the enemy's trying to get into the woods. They're learning from us. Molotov! Not bad. Okay, so we'll take our ski troops. I'm pretty sure our ski troops can get over here this turn. And indeed they can. Also cut the enemy off from the rest of their forces. Oh, I love those Molotovs. And we could actually attack the enemy here, but I think the best thing to do is going to be to bring reinforcements to these troops. Same with our troops right here. And we can get 10, getting it straight from the citizenry, of course. Move forward a little bit more and finish off this unit entirely. Send these Russians back to Moscow in body bags. I like it. I'm not going to move forward. I'm going to stay in the woods there. I don't see the point. And as for these fellows, there's a few things we could do. I'm going to move these guys forward, kill them, and then we can probably take this 5, move them into the woods, and bring them some reinforcements, or we could also just attack that 3 and get rid of them entirely. So, let's try that. We're Finns, we don't need reinforcements. Nice. Got that guy back, and I'm going to move this unit right there into the woods once again, waiting for some more Russian troops. Of course, we're still moving with these trucks, trying to get them out of here. But this is a nasty climate. You know, it's even on the roads. These are icy roads. We've got to be very careful with our movements. Make sure we've gotten everybody. No, this guy we're not moving because we don't want to move him out of the forest. And we shall end. Nah, I don't really want to move this guy either. I think I'm going to leave him there. But then again, we could bring some reinforcements to him, so that's what we'll do. Oh, the Russians have some heavy troops they're moving up. That is definitely a machine gun. And that's not a Russian machine gun either. That looks like a 50 cal. Is that Lend-Lease? I'm not sure, but it definitely looks like an American machine gun. And it looks like they have some artillery too, so we should be a little careful at this point. Okay, first things first, I want to save this guy desperately. So we're moving him back. We're going to go ahead and reinforce. And actually, it wasn't a lot of reinforcement at all. I expected a lot more than that. Now, I'm really tempted to leave this position, but what do you guys think? I'm tempted to leave this position and chase these Russians, but part of me is thinking it's better to stay in the woods and just hold out. So I'm going to let you guys decide. What do you guys think we should do in this situation? I'm also going to continue moving these trucks the hell out of here as this is going on, and I will, of course, finally have gotten these troops to Ayatolki. And over here, I don't need as many suggestions because I already know what I want to do, and that is take back Suryarvi. So we're going to go for it. A counterattack, as it were. And we'll actually move some of these guys into the woods, maybe tempt the enemy to chase us. I don't care if we're going to take a hit here, because what I'm really trying to do is whittle down the force. Now, I didn't expect to take -4, but expect to take -2. It happens, though. This is war. Make sure we've got everybody moved. So we shall stay in the forest with these troops, for now at least, and wait for those Soviets to make some sort of mistake. We'll, of course, bring reinforcements to these troops in the woods, too, just to make sure that they are in the best fighting capacity possible. Let's end our turn. Yes, we know. Boom, there's that artillery again. That's going to be a pain, I can tell already. Okay, they've taken back Suryarvi. I thought they were going to just let us steal it, but apparently not. And it looks like there's some disloyal Finns willing to join the Red Army. Oh no, we've got an armored car. This could be problematic. Maybe not. Alright, looks like neither the engineers nor the armored car was able to get the upper hand on that one. Nice! Incredible fight back by our men. -3. I mean, that's amazing. And we were at a strength of, what, 5? That is absolutely exceptional. So we're going to take a look here at this armored car. I want to see just how much damage we can do, and it's not looking great. And these are engineer units, so I would expect that engineer units especially will be able to do some damage here. But I've been wrong before, so I'm not messing with that armored car. I'm kind of actually concerned about what to do with it. Let's go ahead and open fire here on this unit. We know we can take that out. Boom. And actually, I will chase. Kill them, boys! Nice. Oh, they're done. So at this point, the best thing I can do, I think, is just hold fast, stay in these woods, and wait for that armored car to pass by. Hopefully we can hit it at that point. As for these guys, I want to move them back, get them some much-needed reinforcements, and send an entirely new group of Finns for the Russians to deal with. They're probably going to be like, who the hell are these guys? Where did they come from? Well, it's too late anyway. We're going to go ahead, keep hitting them, and we're going to move this unit up as well. Do the same on this side, and we're getting a flanking attack. In fact, we should have moved both of them up before attacking. There we go. We're going to retreat. And over here, we could also hit this unit right here and actually do quite a bit of damage. But something tells me it might be a better idea to jump back and go to the woods and keep waiting. I think so anyway. I might be wrong. So let's do that. We're going to jump back, get the hell out of here, and unfortunately leave the people there to their fate. I'm still leaving that unit right there. And, let's end our turn. At least we see that artillery piece now. And he's probably going to go for the stragglers. Yes, unfortunately. Oh, they're in trouble. Well, if we can keep that armored car chasing the stragglers, we're going to be a lot better off. Molotov. Nice. I think we can finish off this infantry unit. And basically, any Russian troops leaving these, I guess, initial cities are going to get vaporized. That's going to be our goal, is just to destroy any of the guys leaving these cities. We don't want them crossing into Papero. We don't want them crossing any of these bridges. And there we go. A group of supply trucks has eluded the Soviet pursuit and retreated safely behind Finnish lines. Its cargo has been unloaded and distributed among our forces. And we've got one more supply truck to send up there, and we would have completed one of our objectives. Not a main objective, just sort of an optional one. And one thing I want to do, bring some reinforcements here, and let's hit this unit with everything we've got. I don't care if we have to move out of the woods, I'll do it temporarily. Beautiful. I'm going to leave those guys there. I don't want to move forward too much, and we'll move these guys into the woods, bring them some reinforcements. Maybe we should move our units here at this bridge forward. It might not be such a bad idea. So I'm actually, I'll keep them there. So indecisive for a Finn. End the turn and kind of see what the Russians do here. Still got that artillery, and I could sneak some Finnish ski troops behind there and hit it, but I'm not sure I want to go to all the trouble. Another reason we're getting hit with artillery is because we're staying in the open for that attack. We can't be so greedy. We've got to let these Russians run away a little bit and allow them to do that, because if we stay in the woods, that arty's not going to be nearly as effective. Now I'm hoping that the armored car's in the forest, that we can get much better kills on it. I might be wrong, but that's my assumption. The one good thing is it's chasing a unit that is not that important at all. And that artillery gun is open for the kill as well. Alright. River line. Successful delaying action against the Soviet advance has given us a time to set up defensive positions behind the Itoki River. So we got it, guys. We've got our bunkers built behind the Itoki. That is a huge, huge deal. Of course, that means we don't have to worry nearly as much about protecting this area. We can send some reinforcing troops and really help our boys out. So I want to see first if we can do any damage. We still can't do damage to that armored car. And I'm thinking that, quite frankly, it might be best just to let that armored car kind of be an eyesore and just keep hitting this artillery piece. You know, obviously the bunkers can definitely stop the armored car. I'm not worried about that. Our troops, on the other hand, not so good. Protect the artillery. Oh yes. Take that crossroads back. I'm telling you, that is our crossroads. I don't get what they don't seem to understand. That belongs to us. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna let those guys retreat. That's fine. And I'll go south. I want these guys back in the forest, out of the way of that artillery, and we'll hit them with our ski troops. No one expects the ski troops. It's like the Spanish Inquisition, only deadlier. We'll move these guys forward. Oh, we can move them right there on the border of the forest. I think that's probably a decent idea. I really want to chase that armored car, but there's just no points. So we'll stay put. We'll go ahead and bring some reinforcements. Reinforcements over here. And actually, once again, once we go into these dense woods, we seem to get many more reinforcements. We're back up to 7, which if I were the driver of the armored car, I would be pretty damn annoyed. Let's see what the Russians will do here. And actually, we may be able to purchase a unit. Let's go ahead and get some more Finnish ski troops. I love these guys, and so far, they've helped us dramatically. So I'm trying to see, do we want to put him near Papero or near Agajärvi? I feel pretty secure down here in the south, so actually let's put him in the middle. That way we can really make an informed decision, I guess you could say. I love these ski troops. They're so cool. Alright, let's end the turn. Who didn't move? Actually, alright, fair enough. I was not paying attention to him. I think we could still find that Russian straggler unit. Yes, we can. But of course, he's run, so we're just going to have to deal with him next turn. And we can still bring some reinforcements to these guys. Stay on the road. They're not supposed to go in the woods. So they can still hit us with the arty, but it looks like maybe, maybe not. The trees give us a little bit better cover. So much artillery, wow. Okay, wow, so incredibly, our men actually did manage to get 1 kill on the armored car. It's not going to make much of a difference. And in fact, I'm still tempted to keep hitting that artillery. I am going to keep hitting it. I know it's risky. I know we should probably run for the woods, but it's too tempting. I mean, that thing is right there. It's just begging to get shot at. So we are going to keep those guys out here. Obviously, with these guys, not much we can do, but get some reinforcements, get some fresh troops. Same with these men here. In fact, we should get a really decent army here. Move these guys to the woods north or east of Ayatoki, I guess you would say. And I'm still not sure what to do with these ski troops. I feel like maybe we should send them through the middle and see where the hell they end up. As you can see, they can traverse unexplored or difficult terrain with ease. You know, these guys have skis for a reason. Other units would take a lot of attrition damage or just take a long time to move from here to here. Not attrition damage, take a lot longer. In this case, these guys can move with ease. So let's get these guys back. Actually, didn't expect them to start reinforcing. That's okay, though. We'll reinforce too. And at this point, we wait. Some artillery strikes sure to come. We might have been getting devastating artillery strikes from the Soviets, so that might continue. We'll have to see. And here we go, they're moving forward. A lot more guys near Suyarovi, which is concerning me a little bit. Maybe it's time to send that Finnish ski troop down south. It might not be a bad idea. And they're definitely starting to use the forest as well. They are learning, surely but slowly. I can imagine artillery shells like this crashing into the woods, splintering trees. It would be a nightmare, and the splinters of the trees themselves would become basically a deadly trap, really. Okay, those guys managed to get out of there. We got to be more safe. And they're really trying to push their advantage here by Suyarovi, so we've got to hit them hard and make sure that they know that we are in charge. Okay, first things first, I want to get these guys over here and reinforce a little bit. We are the masters of the forest. Leave! Beautiful. We're going to get these guys forward too. Kind of want to reinforce them, but I don't think we have the time to do so. I think we need to keep attacking. For these guys, once again, I might go ahead and go for the crossfire, but I think these guys probably could use with some reinforcements. So let's do that, and we're bringing these ski troops down from the center of the map to help over here. We also have these guys, just in case, you know, we can always attack with these guys, but I think they're making a major push here, and we've got to be concerned about that. Can we do any damage? No. I'm going to send this guy back here to try to hit the enemy artillery, try to catch it. And otherwise, I think we're just going to stay put. End our turn. It's fine with me. They're making it towards Papero. They're trying to make it towards Papero, but I think they're moving a little too fast for their own good. Not bad, Russians. Not bad. It's not going to save you, but... effective artillery fire there. Oh boy, we got a BT-7. That's almost certainly a BT-7, and I'm pretty sure there's nothing we can do against that. So this really is a game of time now. We're really trying to beat the time, I guess the amount of time we have left. Because we've got armored cars here, and there's not much we can do against the armored cars. They're going to hit the 3 for sure. Alright, our boys still managed to survive, though. It's beautiful, and at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start converging. So there we go, Soviet steel. We've received reports about the presence of Soviet tanks at the front lines. The shortage of anti-tank weapons and training is causing panic amongst the Finnish troops. And hopefully there will be another event that will occur, giving us that desperately needed reinforcement back. Might not. These guys really don't want us to get a good kill, huh? Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move here and reinforce. And we're going to move these boys here and reinforce too. Move these Finnish troops down. And smash the enemy totally. Told you these ski troops are incredible. You can throw as much artillery at us as you want. It doesn't matter if we've got those ski troops on hand. And once again, just going to bring some reinforcements. For now, we just want to keep running with these guys. Get the hell out of here. These men desperately need reinforcements. We're going to move them south. And we'll end the turn. Really curious to see what this armored car and his buddy, the BT-7, are going to do. your heads down. Those of you joining, we are of course taking a look at the new Winter War DLC for Order of Battle, and we're quite deep into the first part. There's a lot left here, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us. Not bad, managing to do a little bit of damage to the armored car. And I don't know why they just left this unit out here for us to shoot, but it's too tempting. Let's go ahead and get rid of him. Nice. Once again, just gonna keep reinforcing as need be. But notice we're not pushing out of the woods yet. I'm just not gonna do that. I think it's a bad idea. But it's about time we hit these guys hard. Let's start hitting them at home. There we go. I'm willing to take the actual manpower loss right now. Yes, I'm certain. Still taking shots from that artillery, but as long as we can keep them focused here, that makes me a little happier. And obviously, guys, each turn that goes by is one turn closer to victory. So we just got to hold off these behemoths. We finally lost our first Finnish unit, and very brave Finns they were. But so far, we're doing a decent job at holding these guys off. We just got to keep it up. Boys, we're gonna move these Finnish ski troops back for once. And that's it. They're going for broke. They're attacking us with everything they have in an attempt to stop us. Even with their 3 unit here, they're not even going for reinforcements. And this might work, especially if they use their armored car. Let's take a look. We might manage to take this unit out. Actually, they didn't. Not bad. Okay, well now we get to have some fun. First thing I'm going to do, get this guy the hell out of here. Actually, I didn't mean to do it that way. Oh dear. We're not going to go back, forget that. We have the codes to go back, but I'm just not going to do that. It's just not fair. And we'll open fire here. Get rid of that unit. As for these guys, I'm moving them deeper into the forest. Like I said, if the enemy wants to chase me, I'm fine with that. Ski troops, get some reinforcements. And the rest of these guys, I'm just going to stay put as well. Alright, so what's next for the Finns? Now, I could go ahead, I could attack this town. I'm going to do it. We have enough units in this area right now to do it. I think it's worth it, so let's go ahead and hit it. And we can actually take back the town of Suojarvi. Not sure what this is going to do for us, but maybe it'll cause some confusion to get in the Russian lines. Maybe instead it will actually get this unit killed. Either way, we've got enough reinforcements back here to defend this this sector. So I think we can experiment a little bit, I guess you could say. Okay. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and end it. I'm not happy about having our units here in Suojarvi, but at the same time, it's a prestige thing. We take back a beautiful town for the Finns. We're probably going to lose it next turn, though. Let's go ahead and go. More artillery fire. that's what I was worried about. They did manage to get behind us with the truck and destroy it. But of course, they've got 5 turns to make it to the objective. We've got bunkers waiting for them. So whatever happens, we're ready for it. Nice job, boys. They held out against that armored car attack with no casualties. Give them hell. Right there. From the woods, we're definitely going to have an advantage. And it looks like they want their town back. Really our town, but they've taken it once. I'll let them have it. Send these ski troops back as well. We can pretty much eliminate that unit this turn. There's no way we're going to do any damage to that. So we're staying put. And don't forget, we've got these bunkers here just in case they break through the lines, which they probably will at this point. What I'm going to try to do is chase them, as it were, the best way we can. There we go. So they're through to the bunkers. Let's hope that these bunkers can hold back Russian tanks, because our men certainly can. So it's really all up to those defenses there. Not bad. We actually managed to do a little bit of damage to the tank. I'm going to hit this armored car. Actually, what if I go straight for the tank? Now, obviously, wouldn't we cut him off if we did this? What the hell? I'm going to try it anyway, and we're going to get a flanking attack. For these guys, we'll just reinforce. And I think the same story is going to be true for these guys here. Well, actually, let's go for it. Nice. So if we manage to actually corner the enemy, we can do some damage to their armor for sure. And they're trying to get right here to Dolvayari. That's their main goal, so we can't let them get past. And I doubt they're going to be able to get there that quickly, but we probably should have been sending some of these troops back anyway, up north to Doyayarvi. Still think we're okay, though. Now he's in the middle of both of these bunkers. 2. Come on, boys. Might have to chase this guy. We might have to chase this tank. Just for the hell of it. Alright, once again, going for broke. They're sending everything they have. Actually, that guy they gave some reinforcements to, which is surprising. And now, let's chase. We give chase. We must. And once again, we're still trying to move these ski troops north as quickly as possible. Might just be able to use the roads here. Still think it's very unlikely he can get there in 3 turns, but I've had more annoying things happen to me in games, in strategy games, so we'll have to see. But right now, I'm not too concerned about the units down here, because they're not going to make it there in time no matter what. We have a few Finns that may have to sacrifice themselves, but I think it is worth it. Alright, nice. Look at that. That's what I expected him to do. Move back. We like to destroy the bunkers first. because they know that their infantry is going to be moving through. So he's moving back to maybe kill those bunkers. Maybe not the greatest idea for him, but it's his battle. So we're continuing here, and it looks like the enemy is going to be attacking once again very strong to the north. Wow, unbelievable. And that armored car can chase down our men. I don't mind one bit. It can chase us all day. At the end of the day, we win the battle. It makes little difference to me. Fight, boys. Oh, they couldn't survive that. Too bad, guys. Okay, 18 of 20. And once again, we could probably do some serious damage, believe it or not, to this, or to the tank. So I'm actually going to hit the tank. For once, we've got our Molotovs ready. And I think we can actually put some puncture wounds in this tank. Actually, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, that looked more like an anti-tank rifle of some sort. Kill the damn thing. Good job, boys. Keep moving. And at this point, this is kind of the only time we've moved out of the woods. Engineers. Nice. I'm gonna do the same with these boys. I want some kills. Nice little counterattack. Looks like the enemy survived that. Fair enough. Pretty sure we can't purchase anything now. We only got 24 gold. Oh, we can get some Finnish engineers. You know what? Yeah, we'll revive the destroyed unit. And just in case, I doubt they'd get here in time, but just in case, we'll drop them here by Agayarvi. I think we're going to complete this mission with all objectives taken. All secondary objectives completed. Oh, your artillery sucks. That's what I'm talking about, that top guy right there. It looks like an anti-tank rifle of some sort. If somebody can put down the Finnish anti-tank variant, that would be pretty cool. But I do want to kill either this armored car or that tank before the end of the battle. That's my own primary objective. So we're chasing the armored car, sending them back bits and pieces to Moscow. There we go. Oh, I love it. That burning wreck will serve as a reminder to the rest of the Soviets that we are not to be messed with. Very close to victory, my friends. These troops will stay put. Nice! Good shooting. Really good shooting. So our Finnish infantry actually managed to kill those Russians. Go ahead, we'll bring some reinforcements here. And we didn't lose Kola either, so I think we're just fine. Makes me thirsty. Keep moving. Might even be able to take back Aitoki if we want to be really annoying and mess with the enemy. We take Aitoki back, but we've already held the Aitoki bridge for the correct amount of turns, so we don't have to hold it for any more turns. We're still going to get a victory. Then again, very tempted to try. Alright, we're not going to get a kill on him anyway, so I'll just reinforce these units. And I believe north of Ayarvi, why not? Reinforce. Reinforce. Got some nice ski troops ready for next turn. And I believe this is going to be a victory right here. So we'll move these guys back just to make sure we don't get hit by artillery again. But I believe that we end the turn with a victory. There we go, guys. The Soviet leadership has misjudged the fighting spirit of the Finnish army. A heroic and stubborn defense has stopped the enemy advance dead in its tracks. I love it. Thank you, car outside. That was, apparently, they were happy too. So we're going to go ahead and hit exit and take a look here at what our next battle is. And look at this, the campaign event. We finally get our Molotov cocktails, guys. So after all this work, we get our beautiful Molotovs, and that is a real Molotov right there. That is really nice looking. Bottles with flammable liquids have proven quite effective against enemy tanks. After Soviet Foreign Minister Vyacheslav Molotov claimed their bombers were delivering food, not bombs, we have now given them a drink to go with the bread. Very funny. So, our next battle is going to be over here, Golayarvi. Finnish troops have endured the first clashes on the Soviet border. Now the army is preparing to launch a counterattack in an attempt to gain the initiative.